Hello everyone, I am Rashi Goyal and I am pursuing BLLB from University of Petroleum and Energy Studies Dehradun. And currently I am a legal intern at Lexis & Company for the month of June. So in today's video, I'll be discussing the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Also, for understanding this topic in a better way, please go and watch my previous videos on citizenship under Constitution and Citizenship Act 1955. So after watching these videos, it will get easy for you to understand the difference this Amendment Act has brought. So in December 2019, the Parliament has passed the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, which received the President's assent to become an act. The Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 seeks to amend Citizenship Act 1955 by giving citizenship rights to illegal immigrants who belonging to certain religious minorities who have entered into India on or before 31st December 2014 after facing persecutions in the countries of Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Let's talk about the key provisions of Amendment Act. So first is the bill amends the act to provide that the Hindus, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsis and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan who entered India on or before December 31st, 2014 will not be treated as illegal migrants. In order to get this benefit, they must also be exempted from the Foreigners Act 1946 and the Passport Act 1920 by the central government. The 1920 Act mandates foreigners to carry passports, while the 1946 Act regulates the entry and the departure of the foreigners in India. Second is citizenship by registration or naturalization. The Act allows a person to apply for citizenship either by registration or by naturalization if the person meets certain qualifications. For instance, if a person resides in India for a year and if one of his parents is a former Indian citizen, then he may apply for citizenship by registration. To obtain citizenship by naturalization, one of the qualifications is that person must have resided in India or have been in service of central government for at least 11 years before applying for citizenship. This bill creates an exceptions for Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsis and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan with regards to their qualification. For these groups of persons, the 11-year requirements will be reduced to 5 years. On acquiring citizenship, such person will be deemed to be the citizen of India from the date of their entry into India, and all legal proceedings against them in respect of their illegal migration or citizenship will be closed. Now, third is applicability of the amended act. These provisions on citizenship for illegal migrants will not apply to the tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura, included in the 6th schedule to the Constitution. These tribal areas included Kabri Anglong, which is in Assam, Garo Hills in Meghalaya and Chakma district in Mizoram and Tripura tribal areas districts. And fourth is the cancellation of registration of OCIs. OCI is Overseas Citizens of India. The Act provides that the central government may cancel the registrations of OCIs on certain grounds. These includes if the OCI has registered through fraud, or if within 5 years of registration the OCI has been sentenced to imprisonment for 2 years or more, or if it becomes necessary in the interest of the sovereignty and the security of India. The bill adds up one more grounds for cancelling the registration, that is if the OCI has violated the provisions of Act or of any other law as notified by the central government. The order for cancellation of OCI should not be passed till the OCI's cardholder is given an opportunity to be heard. Now, let's talk about the concerns against the Amendment Act or the argument against the Act. First is issue in Northeast. It contradicts the Assam Accord of 1985, which states that illegal migrants, irrespective of religion, heading from Bangladesh after March 25, 1971 would be deported. It was also argued that the extensive exercise of updating the National Register of Citizens, that is NRC, will become null and void due to this Amendment Act. And there are an estimated 20 million illegal Bangladeshi migrants in Assam, and they have inalienably altered the demography of the state, besides putting a severe strain on the state's resources and economy. Second is, it was also argued that it violates Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, which guarantees the right to equality and applicable to both citizens and foreigners, and the principle of secularism enshrined in the preamble of the Constitution. Third, India has several other refugees that includes Tamils from Sri Lanka and Hindu Rohingyas from Myanmar. They are also not covered under the Act. Fourth will be, it will be difficult for the government to differentiate between illegal migrants and those are persecuted or victimized. Fifth will be, the bill throws the light on the religious oppression that has happened and is happening in these three countries, and thus may worsen our bilateral ties with them. And sixth is, it provides a wide discretion to the government to cancel OCI registration for both major offences like murder as well as minor offences like parking in a no parking zone or jumping a red light, etc. Now, let's talk about the argument in favor of the Act. The government has clarified that Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh are the Islamic republics where Muslims are in majority. Hence, they cannot be treated as persecuted or victim minorities. According to the government, this bill aims at granting rather than taking away someone's citizenship. It has assured that the government will examine the applications from any other community on the case-to-case basis. This bill will become as a big boon to all those people who have been the victims of partition and the subsequent conversion of the three countries into the theocratic Islamic republics. Also, after independence, not once but twice, India acknowledged that the minorities in its neighborhood are its responsibility. And regarding the question of not including minorities from Sri Lanka and Myanmar, the government clarified that the process of awarding citizenship to refugees has been undertaken by different governments in past on case-to-case basis from time to time on reasonable qualification to Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. This time, the case of refugees fleeing religious persecution from these three countries has been considered through this bill. Thank you everyone for watching my video. I hope you like it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to let me know your feedback in the comment section. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy.